Welcome to our podcast on expanding your English vocabulary together.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in as we explore 5 impactful words today.
Today we'll cover the words inspire, look down on, look up to, malice, and malicious to help new viewers be aware of these vocabs in our podcast. Inspire is a verb.
It means to fill someone with the urge or ability to do or feel something, especially to do something creative or beneficial.
The teacher's passion can inspire students to excel in science.
A moving speech often inspires listeners to take action.
The sunrise over the mountains inspired her to write poetry.
Volunteers who rebuild schools inspire entire communities.
Watching athletes overcome injury inspires me to keep training.
His grandmother's resilience inspired his career in nursing.
Traveling the world inspires fresh perspectives in artists.
A mentor's guidance can inspire confidence in ments.
Learning about past heroes inspires young people to serve.
A well-crafted novel can deeply inspire empathy in readers.
The dancer's grace inspired her to try ballet lessons.
The charity's success inspires others to donate generously.
Watching volunteers in crisis zones inspires me to help.
A mother's sacrifice often inspires her children's values.
The architect's bold design inspired new city planning.
A single kind word can inspire someone to smile all day.
The startup's mission inspires investors seeking impact.
A touching documentary can inspire policy change.
Seeing musicians perform live inspires me to practice guitar.
Her blog on sustainability inspires readers to reduce waste.
A heartfelt letter can inspire lifelong friendship.
The scientist's breakthrough inspires future researchers.
Community gardens inspire neighborhoods to green their cities.
A teacher's patience inspires reluctant learners to try again.
Historical monuments inspire tourists to learn local history.
A chef's creativity in the kitchen inspires at-home cooks.
A volunteer's dedication inspires others to join the cause.
Mountain peaks can inspire hikers to push their limits.
A composer's melody can inspire choreography in dancers.
Her grandmother's gardening inspired her botanical studies.
Leaders who listen inspire trust among their teams.
Nonfiction books on activism inspire social movements.
A scenic train ride inspires writers to describe landscapes.
A physician's compassion often inspires medical students.
A well-told story can inspire cultural understanding.
A coach's belief inspires athletes to outperform expectations.
A photographer's eye for detail inspires amateur shooters.
A poet's words can inspire others to reflect deeply.
A public speaker's cadence inspires audience engagement.
That's how inspire captures the spark that drives us forward.
Look down on is a phrasal verb.
It means to regard someone or something as inferior or unworthy of respect.
It's rude to look down on people for their background.
She learned not to look down on classmates with different skills.
He used to look down on manual labor jobs before volunteering.
Tourists should avoid looking down on local customs.
It's unkind to look down on someone for struggling.
She regretted looking down on the quiet new student.
Employers must not look down on entry-level positions.
He stopped looking down on small businesses after visiting them.
It's unfair to look down on people for their fashion choices.
She learned empathy instead of looking down on others.
Parents should not look down on teenage mistakes.
He warned his friend not to look down on restaurant staff.
Society often looks down on mental health issues unfairly.
She refused to look down on those with fewer qualifications.
He regretted looking down on her artistic style early on.
She advised interns not to look down on support roles.
It's wrong to look down on people for their accent.
He grew from looking down on others to mentoring them.
She criticized him for looking down on volunteers.
He challenged stereotypes that look down on introverts.
Schools teach students not to look down on each other.
He recalled times he looked down on family friends.
It's degrading to look down on someone's religious beliefs.
She stopped looking down on diets she didn't understand.
He now appreciates crafts he once looked down on.
It's unproductive to look down on alternative viewpoints.
They campaigned to end laws that looked down on the poor.
He apologized for looking down on her ideas.
Avoid looking down on others when you climb the career ladder.
She wrote an article on why we must not look down on anyone.
He learned humility by realizing how often he looked down on people.
It's a sign of growth to stop looking down on past selves.
She stopped looking down on retirees with free time.
He trained himself not to look down on slow learners.
It's cruel to look down on refugees seeking shelter.
She found beauty in traditions she once looked down on.
He urged his team not to look down on competition.
She taught children not to look down on differences.
It's better to help than look down on someone in need.
That's how look down on warns against contempt.
Look up to is a phrasal verb.
It means to admire or respect someone.
Many students look up to their favorite teachers.
He's someone I look up to for his integrity.
She looked up to her older sister's achievements.
Many athletes look up to Olympic champions.
Interns often look up to experienced mentors.
She looked up to her grandfather's wisdom.
Fans look up to celebrities for style inspiration.
He looked up to his coach for discipline.
Children look up to parents as role models.
She looked up to activists fighting injustice.
Many developers look up to pioneers in tech.
He looked up to Nobel laureates in physics.
Students look up to scholars who publish groundbreaking research.
She looked up to her dentist for gentle care.
Trainees look up to master chefs in the kitchen.
He looked up to authors who write with honesty.
Volunteers look up to organizers who lead with empathy.
She looked up to her boss for fair leadership.
Many employees look up to CEOs who prioritize ethics.
He looked up to his friend for creative problem solving.
Fans still look up to music legends from the past.
She looked up to her yoga instructor's calm presence.
Young poets look up to celebrated writers.
He looked up to marathon runners for endurance.
Students look up to peers who excel academically.
She looked up to architects who design sustainably.
Volunteers look up to humanitarian leaders.
He looked up to his science teacher's enthusiasm.
New drivers look up to experienced seniors on the road.
She looked up to dancers who move with grace.
Interns look up to editors with industry experience.
He looked up to relatives who overcame adversity.
Music students look up to virtuoso performers.
She looked up to designers pushing art boundaries.
Athletes look up to coaches who build mental strength.
He looked up to scientists curing diseases.
Volunteers look up to community heroes.
She looked up to the pastor for spiritual guidance.
He looked up to writers who challenge societal norms.
That's how look up to conveys deep admiration.
Malice is a noun.
It means the intention or desire to harm someone or see them suffer.
He showed no malice when he accidentally bumped into me.
The court found no evidence of malice in her actions.
Spreading rumors with malice can destroy reputations.
She forgave him, convinced he bore no malice.
The attacker acted with obvious malice against the victim.
She wrote his wrongdoings off as careless, not malice.
Malicious software runs programs with malice toward user data.
He denied any malice behind his comment.
The letter contained veiled threats of malice.
Criminal intent requires proof of malice in law.
The dispute turned violent due to mutual malice.
She sensed no malice when he later apologized.
Acts of malice harm both targets and communities.
He argued that accidents lack malice by definition.
The libel suit alleged writing with malice.
She refused to return harm with malice.
The virus was coded with malice to erase files.
He reported the threats, fearing hidden malice.
The jealous peer operated with deep malice.
She dismissed the prank as childish, not malice.
Malicious gossip is spread with malice to wound hearts.
He asked for calm, citing lack of true malice.
The court differentiates negligence from malice.
She believed people act wrongly more from fear than malice.
Medical licensure shields compassion from accusations of malice.
He denied the malice charges against his design.
She warned students that rumors founded in malice spread fast.
He signed the agreement, pleading absence of malice.
The detective sought proof of malice in the crime.
She taught her child not to act with malice even when hurt.
The judge noted malice grounds for a harsher sentence.
He appealed, insisting the letter lacked true malice.
The hackers' malice targeted government databases.
She argued that malice and revenge differ subtly.
Documentation showed no corporate malice in the recall.
He cautioned staff to avoid emails with hidden malice.
Psychologists study the roots of human malice.
She wrote that forgiveness heals more than harboring malice.
The security audit uncovered malice-loaded code.
That shows how malice marks intent to harm.
Malicious is an adjective.
It describes having or showing a desire to harm someone or their reputation.
The email contained malicious links that install malware.
He filed a lawsuit over malicious slander in tabloids.
The virus displayed malicious behavior by corrupting files.
She blocked the caller after receiving malicious threats.
Malicious code often lurks in seemingly benign downloads.
He reported malicious reviews aimed at tarnishing his shop.
The hacker launched a malicious attack on the network.
She recognized the malicious tone in the social media post.
The court punished the malicious defamation severely.
He deleted malicious cookies that tracked private data.
She shut down malicious comments on her blog.
The police arrested him for malicious vandalism.
Antivirus software blocks malicious executables automatically.
He refused to engage with the malicious gossip.
The judge noted the malicious intent behind the fraud.
She cautioned her friend about malicious rumors online.
The firewall flagged malicious IP addresses.
He dismissed the claim as malicious and unfounded.
She described the competitor's tactics as malicious.
He installed patches to stop malicious exploits.
The smear campaign wielded malicious half-truths.
She refused to spread malicious speculations further.
The IT team quarantined malicious attachments.
He spoke out against malicious workplace rumors.
Parents warned children about malicious strangers online.
She pressed charges for malicious property damage.
The program detected malicious behavior at startup.
He avoided malicious acquaintances in high school.
The auditor found malicious financial entries.
She confronted the malicious billboard slogan.
The contract forbade any malicious interference.
He reported the malicious impersonation account.
She deleted the malicious script from the server.
He wrote a guide to prevent malicious phishing attempts.
The watch list flagged known malicious actors.
She ended the meeting after malicious accusations.
The cybersecurity team traced malicious traffic to a botnet.
He refused to tolerate malicious criticism without proof.
She adjusted settings to block malicious pop-ups.
That covers how malicious describes harmful intent.
That concludes our deep dive into these 5 essential English expressions.
We hope you feel confident using inspire, look down on, look up to, malice, and malicious in your conversations.
Thank you for listening, and we look forward to sharing more vocabulary insights next time.
Goodbye and keep practicing every day.